Hello and welcome to the channel. You join me on a lovely day as I show you around my new £250 daily driver, which has to be one of the cheapest running cars that I could get my hands on. Now as winter approaches and the night's drawing, driving a Z4 Roadster isn't that appealing. Combine that with the arrival of my second child Lily, and all of a sudden I needed to change something. Now I still want to keep the Z4 because I absolutely love driving it in the summertime, and for those of you who watch the videos for the Z4, it's tucked up nicely and it will reappear come springtime. But the Z4 only has 2 seats and we're now family 4. So something cheap, safe and reliable. They can get me to and from work, but also can ferry around the family when I need to. Well, I feel very grown up because I've got a very adult car, the Volvo S40, which I got for £250. Let's go and have a look. And here it is. So this is the Volvo S40. It's a compact saloon car which is based on the Ford Focus, so it's got good underpinnings. It is the S, so it's the base model. It's been finished in this lovely Orinoco blue, which I'm still undecided about. And there are a couple of things wrong with it, which perhaps I'll do another video on, and how I'm going to repair those whilst I have it in my ownership. For starters, it only has one key, and that key doesn't work, which can be very irritating indeed. It has got a few bumps and dents on it, and I'll admit she's not a looker, but for £250 any running car is a good deal. So let's have a look at the interior of this car and these hideously dirty cloth seats. Don't worry, the car will be getting a wash and a vacuum, and I'll probably get these seats shampooed at the same time. Features are limited. I mean, you get FM, CD player, auxiliary cable, air conditioning. That's about where it stops. And the base spec only comes with fabric seats. I would have much preferred leather because they're a lot easier to clean, especially with the family who will no doubt be smooshing lots of stuff into them. But I'm sure they'll look better once they're cleaned up. Driving position is okay. There's plenty of adjustment there, even if it is manual. Space in the back is also pretty good. And the boot's about 400 litres. There's also what appears to be a whole pot of emulsion paint just spilt in there, so I'll have to try and get that out at some point too. On the whole, not too bad. There are some good points though. As you'd expect with a Volvo, it scores 5 stars on the NCAP safety rating. Also, everything appears to be working after 14 years and 135,000 miles. Of course, that'll be my famous last words. But let's take it for a drive and see what my £250 has bought me. Well, first off, this isn't actually my first Volvo. I had a C70 in my early 20s. It was comfortable, it had a good engine, it just ran and ran, it had beige leather. But that one blew up just before 200,000 miles, so it's probably in a scrapyard somewhere. The engine in this is uninspiring. In fact, it's quite pathetic. The 100 horsepower will get you to 60 in about 12 seconds. I'm not too fussed about the performance because I don't go over 30 miles an hour on my journey to work really, and a small engine like this means it's economical. In fact, I worked it out the other day that I'm doing about 40 miles to the gallon, which is pretty good. So it's not very good in a straight line. Is it any better around corners? Well, you'd expect a bit more considering the Focus underpinnings, but Volvo are more of a luxury car brand, so they made it a bit soft, a bit squidgy, it's a little bit kind of jelly on the plate, and you really feel that the car is unsettled, especially when you're transferring weight between corners. Perhaps I'm just used to the Z4 because it's a sports car, but even with the hydraulic steering, it offers virtually no feedback and it just seems to lean over into corners. And saying that, actually, as I was pulling out of the car park, the power steering went heavy on me, so I suspect that is a power steering pump on its way out, which would just be another DIY video for the channel. So overall, fairly uninspiring. For the daily commute, it'll do just fine. So let's touch on the styling a bit. I saw an S40 R design in black, which looked fantastic. For the most part, it is a stylish looking car. You have this prominent nose with the recessed headlights. The bonnet sits within these creases that form the main line of the car. These distinctive bold shoulders run along the bottom of the windows and meet with the sweeping roofline that tapers into the rear lights. The alloy wheels are 16-inch, but they don't really do much for the look of the car considering the state they're in. Also, this colour is very reminiscent of a V70 that my dad had about 10 years ago, and he's in his 70s, so perhaps I'm following in his footsteps with this one. So that completes my little tour of the Volvo S40. Is it pretty? No. Is it fast? Definitely not. But did I get a good deal on it? Yes. The car's £14,000 from new, and they're about £1,000 on the used car market. So provided it doesn't cause me too many mechanical issues, it was a really good offer. So the next video for this car will be a deep clean. We're going to tackle those seats. There's a lot of tar on the car. It looks like it hasn't had a wash for a while. So keep tuned if you would like to see one of those. In the meantime, the Z4 is going to be parked up over the winter, although I do have a couple of jobs planned for that before it comes back onto the road. As always, thanks for watching, and please feel free to like, comment and subscribe on these videos, and let me know in the comments below what you think of my new Volvo S40. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.